No, I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to smack it raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to the number one wrestling podcast on Pornhub, the Smackin Raw podcast, where a Kyle bird in the hand is worth two in your bush. I am your host, the patron saint of podcast, and the Warden, Matt Ritter, and I am here with my co-host this evening. She is the shaman of She Lead, host of the She Lead Showcase Inside the Mind of In the Crowd, and the hardest working woman in podcasting today, Miss Katie Kinsey Bay, even though In the Crowd's not really a thing anymore.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. I do a lot of shows.
Also, we have the Pornhub Poppy, Daddy Delgado, the Sultan of Spitter Swallow, my friend Vince.
Daddy's home once
But
again.
most importantly, I'm sorry, Daddy is home once again, and I'm proud of you for making it. Now we're gonna have 3 weeks without you, so you know, back on par. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, back for like the third or fourth time, one of my favorite people in the world, who I will get to talk ECW with very, very soon. He is the hardest part of the ring and makes the hardest part in my pants. I lovingly call him Pretty Kyle.
God damn it.
I had something planned to say, but I forgot it now just because of that. So, hi, I guess I'm here. Great to be on Pornhub for the third time today. So,
Today.
But this time you're on it. You're not watching.
Right. Back end, front end, underneath, all that stuff.
I also think we lost Kai Tai after I called him average at best Kyle.
Well, you just bullied the man. So, can you blame him?
I think he was only here just to pop in, make his presence known, and leave. I don't think we ever risked losing him like permanently. I don't think he was going to be here long. Oh,
we have requests, you know.
Hey,
is he talking about Pretty Kyle or average at best Kyle?
Maybe he's talking about the two of them together. Maybe he wants
Both.
to. But
I
no,
don't know.
K on K action.
I started the show with two in a bush, so
right.
Oh, he's still here. Oh, perfect.
Take it easy.
Algorithm is wrong.
So I'll DM Kyle for some business inquiries later for
there you go.
BH.
Little scissoring.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
It's not.
Thank you all for joining us here, whether you're watching on twitch.tv/Creation World or youtube.com/Creation World. If you're watching on Twitch, throw us a subscription if you have it, especially if you have Amazon Prime. You get a free subscription every month through Amazon Prime. Give us that Jeff Bezos money. He doesn't fucking need it. We'd appreciate it. I got the guy right twice today.
I'm very proud of you.
Twice today.
Yeah.
Didn't say Elon this time. Or if you're over on YouTube, just throw us a subscribe, and you'll get notifications every time we go live, so you can check us out here talking wrestling every Friday, or the Creation Conversation, which we do at lunchtime every day with a mixed bag of hosts throughout the week, Monday through Friday. Whatever your fancy is, come check us out. I would appreciate it. There will be no post show today because I have to get up at the crack acid dawn to record Return to Wrestling with Travis, and Vince has to go do Straight Talk. So we're going to bang this one out as hard and fast as we can. And then everyone's going to, take a nice little nap afterwards.
Well, I don't want to rush the process, though,
Like you've ever had a problem coming fast.
Yeah, I was about to say Vince seems like a get in, get out kind of guy.
No, it depends on the evening. If I have a early morning, then yes, get in, get out. But if I get to sleep in, then take the scenic route.
Right.
We do know you're a fan of quickies, but you paid your girlfriend to tell everyone that you also really enjoy foreplay. So we had to kill that.
No, see, listen, you can't throw that caveat about you paid your girlfriend. Like that was the whole deal. She came on the show. Well, not on the show. She came on. I
said we had to kill that gimmick.
No, you're throwing asterisks out there. Jesus is in San Antonio, by the way. He went from Houston to San Antonio.
I'm throwing asterisks because you're not throwing ass, Vince. That's all I'm saying.
You didn't throw ass the other time when I asked for it.
We're not doing this again. We're not doing this 2 weeks in a row.
By the way, I was the one that claimed I wanted to titty fuck Matt's butt cheeks. I know you said something about that last week, Vince. So
Yes.
back off. I think that was my title of my biography when I was on Inside the Mind of. If I remember correctly. So,
Actually,
pretty
no,
sure it
you
was.
probably was.
just throwing that out there.
Fuck
I do get
no.
mentioned almost every episode, so
You
that
can
would be
have-
a
It's
nice
not
mention.
my fault. It's not my fault.
I didn't say it was your fault.
No,
I
no.
was
you
just
like
saying that
you.
might have been how I got mentioned on his episode. Was titty fuck Matt's butt cheeks? Like,
I mean, it
I
just
mean, if
naturally
there was
comes up.
one inside the mind of, I'd expect Matt to be mentioned in. It is Pretty Kyle's.
He's always in my head and on my head. Anyways, you were saying, Matthew?
news and rumors. Bray and JoJo are getting married later this year, so congratulations to them. Happy for them. Bray's got a good thing going right now. A wedding. His first match back coming up tomorrow night. New characters. His uncle, who cornered him in a closet when he was a child, has reemerged. Fun shit.
Right.
Howdy.
Do you think he's invited to the wedding, Uncle Howdy?
We'll see how tomorrow goes.
Oh, okay. It's dependent
I mean,
on his Royal Rumble performance.
Well, I was gonna say he did drop him with his sister Abigail, so there might be a little tension there. But also,
Right.
like, do you really want to invite the uncle that used to touch you in the closet when you were looking up at games like Candyland to your wedding when you're trying to enjoy it? What? I'm sorry.
Stop
Yes.
it.
Okay.
Stop.
teach their own.
No. No.
Hey,
Also, Layla Gray from AEW has started a fan time along, where Mandy Rose does her thing and makes all that money.
Mhm.
And she was my favorite baddie. Still is my favorite
She's
baddie.
the only
so-
baddie.
Hey, she is a baddie. And,
but in the
yeah.
archive of baddies,
Yes.
Yes.
It
in
was
the archive
it was
of
her,
three.
it was Kira Hogan, and then it was, all of the guest baddies, and then Red Velvet at the very bottom.
I don't know, man.
yeah.
Kira Hogan and Layla Gray are kind of like right there. It's kinda hard to-
You can have your preference, I have mine. Like, it's Layla.
No, I know. I'm just
How I roll.
putting in my 2 cents. Like they're just like neck and neck.
Jesus says Uncle Howdy needs to show up tomorrow in San Antonio, Texas. Otherwise, what's the point? JoJo and Bray have matching weaves.
Yeah, I guess.
That's
Well,
part of
it
the news and
happened.
rumors.
It happens when you're a couple.
You share things.
Yeah.
You start to look alike.
Apparently, I'm not familiar with the foreign markets and TV and things like that, but apparently there is one called DAZN, and AEW struck a new deal for 42 markets in Europe and Asia. So, getting that
Cool.
global reach, touching people on the other side of the pond.
Right.
Should always
You know,
reach to touch
Some
someone.
of your distant relatives over there might finally get to see this AEW that you talk about so much.
I don't have distant relatives over. The
I'm
pond.
not talking
Not
to you.
No, yours are over the river or whatever the hell, but mine are over the pond. So,
Fucking happening.
the ones that didn't get swept away from a tsunami. But
Oh,
yeah, good thing
Shazam.
they get to watch some Jungle Boy or whatever the fuck. What?
Jungle.
Jungle Hook.
Jungle Hook. Jungle Hook, of course.
Jungle
How could I
Book.
forget?
And last but not least for news and rumors, and I saved this for last because it's my favorite thing that I've heard today. Apparently, Hulk Hogan has to use a cane to get around because doing his shitty leg drop fucked his back up so bad. His last surgery, they severed all of the nerves in his back, and he just can't feel anything below the waist, which is how his wife felt while they were married. However, now he knows what it's like. So, Hulk Hogan, dead
Karma.
below the waist, as we knew.
Why? So then, why was he a thing on Monday? How was he a thing on Monday?
Well, he can walk with a cane. He just can't feel anything below the waist.
I didn't see a cane. Did I miss the cane?
Well, I'm
Jimmy-
sure he
Jimmy
was
Hart
out
was
there.
Kane.
Yeah,
Jimmy Hart was his cane.
yeah. I'm sure I think he was out there. I don't think he walked out. So they started the show with him out there,
No,
and
he
then
walked
cut
out.
away. Did he
I
walk
think-
out?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember. I thought he was just
His-
standing there.
He might have wobbled out.
Honestly,
his
I
legs,
don't even.
his legs work as good as the mic did on his promo. So
Oh, even the microphone didn't want him there.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah.
yeah.
You ruined my very first spit right off the bat with that joke. That's gone. So throw that one out. But yeah.
Fantastic.
So Hogan is a cripple. because he dropped too many legs, too many shitty leg drops throughout his career. Fucked up his back.
He won a lot of world titles with that leg. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know he did, and I'm watching a lot of it, and it sucks. But hey,
yeah, me too, brother.
At least eventually, Kyle, in your watch along, you'll get to experience the joy that I'm seeing now of DDP Macho Man.
Okay.
Because that is actually fantastic. But everything Hogan still sucks. And by the way, Great American Bash, 1997, still a Dungeon of Doom.
Don't tell me
that.
Early 96.
Enjoy that.
Yuck.
Yeah, you got a whole
PU is
year and a half of Dungeon of Doom still.
Love me some Kevin Sullivan.
Oh, fuck Kevin Sullivan. He walked out. Bakley said he was there. So
yeah,
he did walk out. I don't know. The news that I saw or rumor that I saw was that he had to have a cane to walk and he can't feel anything below his waist because the nerves in his back were severed during the surgery.
He's just been on a lot of fucking drugs on Monday.
I mean, he could probably still use his legs. He just can't feel them.
Yeah, but I feel like have you ever tried to walk when your foot's asleep?
It's the worst feeling ever.
Yeah, it just tickles. Makes me hee a lot.
But it's not an easy thing to do because you can't feel where you're stepping.
Normally it's when I'm pooping, to which I kind of just stand there for a little bit.
Until you get the feeling back in your legs.
Yeah. Do a little shooka, do a little road dog action, do that, and then
little shake, rattle, and roll.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. The shooka, what did I say?
I got you.
You're on your track. Pretty great.
Oh man.
All right. You guys know what you're here for. Weekend wrestling, everything that we watch. Kyle, you can pick anything from your weekend wrestling that you watch. Maybe a little something from one of the ROH shows or WCW or WWF 1996. Anything you got going on that you want to spit or swallow, or you could just stick with current shit. That's up to you.
Wow, I didn't even consider that. I'll get to thinking though as we're on here.
All right, well then I'll save you for last so you can think and start where I like to start with Miss Katie Kinsey Bebe. Spit or swallow?
Yeah, fuck it. We'll do it now. I'm swallowing the trial of Sami Zayn. That is the best piece of TV I've seen all week. Wrestling gets compared to a soap opera a lot, but this was legitimately a soap opera. You had Paul finally turn his back on Sammy, saying he wished Sammy was dead in the fucking ground. That's just plain disrespectful. Jay coming to Sammy's defense after all this time. Roman just screaming out solo sent chills down my spine, and not in a good way. I was very scared and I thought Sammy was going to die. But that didn't happen, so that's okay. And then he was told he's not supposed to show up until Saturday. Boy, did he show up on Friday, today, SmackDown. They're both Jay and Sammy are both going to die tomorrow.
Well, he said he didn't want to see him. So Roman wasn't there. So I think it's okay. Am I right or am I wrong, King?
The question is, was Roman watching SmackDown on TV and saw him there?
Nah, Roman's not watching SmackDown.
He was on the Tonight Show, so he probably wasn't. But it's Roman, so he's tribal chief. Everyone, he's got eyes everywhere.
I'm sure he has YouTube TV on his phone. Everyone does. Most people do. I do. That's how I watch SmackDown. I'm assuming the tribal chief does the same.
I don't know, but yeah, Trial of Sami Zayn was beautiful.
I think I realized why I love Solo Sikoa so much. Back after high school, I did a little stint working at McDonald's, and at night when I'd be closing by myself, I used to sing all by myself in the back to the people up front that were closing. But I do it in Spanish, so I just sing solo because I was lonely and I wanted someone to come back and pay attention to me. And that just popped randomly into my head as you were talking about the trial.
That story took so many turns I was not expecting.
Man,
I don't have the rest of the verse. It was just the chorus, which is all by myself, which is solo, all by myself.
Okay, well, sing the chorus, the whole thing.
I don't know the chorus.
Why are you questioning him? He said this was when we were still in high school.
No, I want him to sing
right after high school.
I want him to serenade us.
Maybe he
I
doesn't
just
want to
did.
serenade you.
That's what you get.
I want more.
Well, too bad. I
Beggars
did
may be
enjoy this.
choosers.
Unfortunately, I missed like the very end where Roman's like, gave the "I find you not guilty," blah blah blah. Like I saw that on SmackDown tonight, and I was like, oh, that's the part I missed because I got busy and I was very confused as to what was going on after that because I'm like, so did Sammy die or is he still in the bloodline? And then I saw Roman. I don't want to see that bitch till Saturday. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Basically it.
Did you watch the tag match afterwards?
I did watch the tag match afterwards. Do you have any thoughts on that? Or?
Yeah, I mean, did that raise any questions?
Well, that's why I was confused. Is because like we had the trial of Sami Zayn, and then Jimmy got hurt and Sammy filled in. I'm like, well, I guess he's okay. So like, was this just a big waste of time? We did this whole trial thing, and he's cool. Like, because I didn't hear what was going on, so that's why I was confused, Vince.
I'm a little confused right now. Pretty Kyle's over here flashing his pussy at the camera. You know,
I feel like Kyle's pussy flashed itself. I don't feel like he flashed it.
It has its mind of its own.
Like brunch. Get these.
Is the softest part of the ring asleep right now? Is she home?
Oh no, she's actually not home.
Why is she never here when we do a show together? It's like you tell her ahead of time because I did ask you like a week ago. It's like, oh, I'm doing that Smackin' Raw show. She's like, all right, I'm gonna get the fuck out of the house. I don't want to hear this.
I mean,
like,
maybe maybe that was her logic. She's with her mother tonight, so I'm home alone. Therefore,
you're not home alone. The cats are there.
Okay, well, unfortunately,
I've seen those mother-daughter videos on Pornhub. I know what you're into.
If you no, I'm fine.
She got stuck in the washer and had to help her out.
Yeah,
help her out of the washer.
It happens.
Be a bad son-in-law and leave her stuck in the washer.
This would be terrible of you.
Yeah. Okay, gotta get some. All right.
Vince spit or swallow in the washer.
How do I transition from that?
Figure it out.
I'm gonna swallow D-Generation X segments and Kurt Angle coming out with them, and no one realizing that Kurt Angle's just hanging out in the background until like Road Dogg's getting ready to do the whole Billy Gunn Road Dogg New Age Outlaw shtick. They notice it's Kurt. They all have this little like huddle. He takes off his Kurt Angle shirt to reveal a DX shirt, saying he always wanted to be part of DX. The whole segment was pretty funny. Kurt Angle is like a comedic genius with the timing of everything, and the faces he makes is just hilarious. Imperium coming out was a wrinkle that I did not expect, but I genuinely enjoyed because degenerates, Imperium hate all this nonsense outside of the ring. They always want to like purify it, like they want to bring integrity back to the sport. So I thought it was fantastic. Triple H stepping up to Gunther, and then it's like, yeah, no, I can't do it. I'm retired. And then everyone afterwards just find an excuse as to not wrestle Gunther. Then they pin everything on Kurt Angle. He won't do it. But I am gonna gargle the match that followed, the 6-man tag match. I'm not the biggest fan of 6-man tag matches unless there's like really good meaty story there for it.
You mean like best out of 7 trios match for the titles?
He just has PTSD now.
He leaves the call.
No. I'm not a fan of 6-man tag matches. I'm boycotting them too. Which I kind of like fast forward through the match. Street Profits, Seth Rollins just kind of seemed like an odd pairing. It did pop me to see Kurt Angle have a red, white, and blue referee shirt underneath all his shirts. The man just has a multitude of shirts, so I'm swallowing the whole thing. Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. The segment that Katie swallowed ran long, which then led to the Becky Bailey cage match getting cut, and then you had the outrage on the internet of why is it always the women's match that gets cut? Why weren't the women featured more? The Bellas were supposed to be there, they weren't. That got axed. Lita was supposed to be there. I didn't see Lita. I don't know if anyone else see Lita, because I didn't see Lita. I was looking forward to Lita. All of this going on, right? in my humble opinion, as much as like, and you'll see if you go check my tweets, I enjoyed the shit out of Raw Triple X. Like, I love me some Raw Triple X. However, if I had to cut a segment to give that match more time, because I would have liked to have seen that match and got more than what we got, this would have been the segment I cut. I didn't need the 6-man tag match between the Street Profits, Seth, and Imperium.
It could have been shorter, at least, yeah.
I mean, the DX stuff was fine, but we just had a DX reunion not too long ago. The Kurt stuff was fun. Like, I was cool with that. We could have done something shorter. Didn't need that 6-man tag match. Could have given me the cage match. That's what I would have cut. So
yeah, and again, I had kind of like made notes like whenever we got to that topic of the stuff that I would have cut, and I would have cut the 6-man tag match. And I made the same point about D-Generation X. We just got their like anniversary segment. We just did it. We didn't really need them once again. It wasn't a bad segment. It was a funny segment. It was a nice haha segment. I would have cut Flair. I would have cut Hogan. I would have cut that 6-man tag. And I would have cut the Miz Owens stuff. And then I would have cut a little bit of the main event.
Hogan already got cut. That's why he can't feel his legs.
I would have Thanos snapped him.
Are you talking about vasectomy?
Thanos snap.
Can I just make a point real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely not. So who's next?
If you don't shut the fuck up.
Weren't you listening? Women don't matter.
Kyle, I swear.
That's a joke, everybody.
I know he's joking.
Talk to your cater tot like that.
Yeah, I'm your potato pancakes, whatever the fuck you call me.
Potato pancakes, what?
Potato wedge?
I feel like you've told me everything at this point.
I'm running out of potato dishes.
You better think of some more if I'm coming back on the show eventually. I need
Smash potatoes.
Caturli fries.
Smash potatoes. I'm not going to call her that.
Yeah, please don't. The main roster this week can just suck my dick with having 0 to 3 women's matches and segments. Like, what is the point? This was the... I don't give a fuck about her. She sucks. Don't need her. Never. Like, this was the week of the Rumble. This was your time to put some women in some matches, showcase what they got. I mean, we got everyone being like, I'm declaring myself for the Royal Rumble in backstage vignettes, things, whatever. Rhea's gonna win, doesn't matter. So yeah, we got those. Cool, fun, all fun and dandy. I got like literally 2 matches. One on Raw, one on SmackDown. NXT, on the other hand, had like 100 women in multiple segments, multiple matches. Dynamite and Rampage did better than the main roster this week.
Yeah.
That's saying some shit. So fuck Raw and fuck SmackDown. I'm pissed.
And she has a dick, so it's okay. She matters. Because she told us to suck it. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it all ties back into the DX segment.
You can't just let me have the good point and...
No, you had a great point. You really did. And I agree with you. I said it because somebody on Twitter was like, oh, you know, Triple H and Sean were listening because look at all the women on NXT. I'm like, no, bro, the women are always on NXT. Like, that's nothing new.
Yeah.
Ever since Steph stepped down, it seems like we haven't really featured the women as prominently as we were when she was in that position. I don't know if that's correlation or not. There's some other shit that felt very
coincidence there
tonight that we'll talk about, but no, it was a great point. And yeah, there was other shit I would have cut. I honestly would have rather had the cage match than, like you said, the Sonya Deville Bianca Belair match. I didn't need to see those two face off, you know, set up Charlotte versus Sonya like that. That wasn't necessary. So
no.
Beautiful Kyle, spit or swallow.
Beautiful.
Kind of tying into that, I guess. I'm gonna spit Charlotte just in general. I was hopeful in the beginning when she came back and beat Ronda. It's like, okay, new music, new gear, kind of. Maybe she's gonna give us something different, but it's kind of just the same thing with just a worse theme song. And the SmackDown Women's Division, but maybe she can help build that division because maybe somebody will beat her and it'll enhance the division. I'm not holding my breath for that, but Charlotte coming back
for a while.
Yeah, exactly. But I had high hopes for her, and I did like you. I didn't need that segment on Raw. That's definitely something I would have cut as well.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it was cool to see both women's champions in the same ring at the same time.
I feel like they do that all the time, though.
Like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it could have been a bigger segment. It could have been something about like the Royal Rumble, like tie it into the Royal Rumble. If you're gonna have both women's champions there, maybe have more women present. Maybe that leads to an impromptu 6-woman tag match where you actually have some length.
You just said you don't like 6-person tag team matches.
Thank you.
Or is it just 6-man tag team matches?
6-man tag matches. Okay. 6-woman tag matches are A++.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, I agree, and that's we had a segment tonight. I don't know if anyone's gonna talk about it, but fucking New Day, Austin Theory, to set up Bobby and Brock, and to hype the Royal Rumble, to hype. But we get none of that for the women. Like this would have been a perfect opportunity to have these women come out and be like, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna win the Royal Rumble, and I'm gonna challenge whoever or something other than Sonya beating or losing to Bianca, so that Charlotte
like
can give her a match."
Yeah.
As opposed to
and that's there to somehow build to Sonya versus Charlotte. What? Because Sonya loses a match, now we want her to have a match with Charlotte
because she's
she can't beat Bianca, so obviously she can beat Charlotte. Like logic.
Yeah, no, it was a lot. But look, before we go on to move on and stuff, can I just say and touch about the cage match? In terms of story, you take out the fact that the lack of women being in being on Raw 30 and on SmackDown, you take it in a bubble of the story of the character of Bayley and Damage Control. The booking kind of makes sense because Becky finagled her way into that cage match, tricked Bayley into that cage match that she clearly didn't want to be in. If we saw the promo last week, then her weaseling her way out of the cage match feels a lot like what Edge would do back in like the early to mid 2000s. If they had more women's wrestling, I would have been like, okay, that's cool. But because of the lack of women's like representation on both shows, it looks terrible. I'm just saying, like in the bubble, in a vacuum storyline, it makes sense why Bayley would weasel out of it.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I 100% think that it was a great idea that they did what they did to set up a match down the road as opposed to giving us a 3-minute cage match and then just fucking calling it. The fact that they went with an angle to do that because they decided to cut the women, fantastic. Thank you, because we're still going to get that match. However, there was other filler shit in this show that they could have cut and given the women the time, and we still could have just got that match. I'm gonna let you guys do your thing, but I just want to do one for me, and then I'll just go around and let you guys circle jerk. LA Knight calling out a legend, and he gets one with the American Badass, The Undertaker. Knight trying to run, but Bray chasing him back to the ring after he took off scared of Undertaker after running his mouth about beating up a legend. And then Undertaker choking him, looking at him, and then passing him off to Bray for the Sister Abigail. And then that cute little moment where Undertaker whispered in Bray's ear that Matt Ritter is so hard right now. Because it's probably my favorite thing that I've seen in wrestling since the pandemic. My two favorites in the ring together in a moment like that. I came twice in like 30 seconds. So yes, Vince.
What if we just make the Rise War logo and rechange the font to Ritter is hard and make that the title with Undertaker and Bray, like Ritter is hard?
I support that.
I'd be okay with that.
Okay. We'll leave that as a possibility.
We'll workshop.
Yeah.
We'll workshop.
I'm actually 100% okay with that. I mean, it's not going to get us the views. Like, did you see that the video of me and Travis recapping AVN has like 4.1 thousand fucking views?
Really?
Just probably because of the thumbnail. I've been trying to explain to you what the formula for the thumbnail is.
Okay, I would just figure that given that we saw Undertaker and Bray interact on Raw, you'd want that as part of the thumbnail.
I'm good with that. I'm telling you, I'm just also like, if you're worried, like, oh, let's get us more views. There is a formula and it's out there.
It's called titties.
My formula every single week is to make the most unique, funny thumbnail that I can make, and if it so happens to be a little erotic and spikes the view count, then so be it. But that is not my goal every single week.
Well, he would have a better chance making a thumbnail another week since the amount of titties on screen was minimal this week. So at best.
Hey, Alundra Blaze was there. She has titties.
She does.
Listen,
she brought
I am still praying to God that at some point Alundra Blaze is like, you know what? I'm just gonna start in OnlyFans and then release those Playboy pictures that I still have that no one ever got to see and charge people to see those. Because I'll pay.
Her phone.
That's only
like I've been watching Medusa in '97, and it's all I want to see. Like I need to know what happened to those infamous Playboy pictures that she talked about that she never signed the consent for to have released. Because
so she took them but never signed the consent form.
She went to Playboy shot the photos, and then she did not sign the consent to have them allow them to put them in the magazine. So she actually just kept the photos.
Okay.
Why take the photos if you weren't going to sign the consent?
She decided she didn't want to. It was something about her going to Japan and wrestling in Japan and being taken serious in Japan and all that. She talked about it with JBL. That's how I know about.
No,
this. I'm not friends with her, and she didn't let me know because if I was, I was
fucking
like,
homies.
Well, can I see them?
No, I mean, I'm just genuinely. I'm not questioning Matt. I'm just genuinely asking questions because this is new information to me. I didn't even know she shot anything for Playboy.
That's how. Sure he's mentioned that before.
You mentioned Playboy with
not very often.
In 1 year and not the other.
That's just disrespectful.
However, if pictures don't do it for you and you like the company of a human at your side and need a little boost in your sexual activities, go check out mysensualsecrets.com. Mysensualsecrets.com boasts one of the largest catalogs on the web across all the varying levels of adult toy categories with toys for him, for her, and for both. This product line is extensive compared to the other competitors in the sexual wellness industry. I almost fucked that word up. Orders ship within 24 hours, so customers are always satisfied with both the price and quality. MySensualSecrets.com has top-rated reviews and exceptional customer service. So go to sensual.creationworld.com to receive 10% off your order today. That is sensual.creationworld.com. Kyle, that's where I got the handcuffs that I'm going to use on you the next time we do a show together.
Oh, okay. Wow, you actually got the legit, furry ones. You didn't just go to Walmart and get some kids' cop handcuffs. And
no,
those aren't fun.
No, they hurt. I hear.
From the grapevine, you just hear
from a friend.
No, I got professional handcuffs that come with a safe word and everything, so we're good to go.
A safe word.
Wow.
So I say a word and they come off.
Yep.
That's usually what a safe word.
That sounds like
means.
a magic word.
Could use a new fleshlight too. Get 10% off.
Hey, Katie, spit or swallow?
Mine's a little worn down.
from lack of use, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna swallow Indy Hartwell and Tiffany Stratton on NXT. Tiffany Stratton, better moonsault than Charlotte. Anyone has a better moonsault than Charlotte. Let's just call a spade a spade. It was a BME. It was the best moonsault ever. Very Christopher Daniels-esque, which she hit beautifully. Like, I'm not a big Tiffany Stratton fan. Same. I've come on record in saying that. She has very much improved from the little time that she's really been in the ring. It's like, I gotta give her props, and I love Indy. Where this goes from here, I don't know, but it was a good match. One of many women's matches and segments on NXT.
And shout out to Tiffany Stratton, because I was not a huge fan of her. She has returned. She looks a little different. Something about her changed. I don't know what it is. However, her in-ring has also improved, and I've been very impressed by her. So she is annoying as fuck, but she's supposed to be annoying as fuck. So she's doing her job.
Yeah, that's kind of like the shtick she's got going on right now. I actually have that as one of my only 2 swallows from NXT. Is I'm not enjoying NXT lately as much.
You just don't enjoy fun.
Say what?
You just don't enjoy fun.
It's not the same. It doesn't.
Too many women, right? I'm with you, Vince.
No, it's too much Hank and too much Grayson Waller and too much.
Who is this? Not to cut you off, but I watched NXT TV for the first time in months to prepare for this show, and I'm like, Who the fuck is this Hank guy? And I'm watching the show. I watch this whole segment. And I'm like, still don't know who this Hank guy is. Don't care
Well,
about
if you
him, I
watch
guess.
this show, you know that Hank is the world's shittiest security guard who's decided
Right.
to become a wrestler, and I fucking hate him.
I follow NXT solely through this show. So if you guys don't talk about it, I don't know what's going on.
No, but,
Vince, let me ask you a question. Oh,
yes.
no, go ahead and finish. You finish and then I'll ask you.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to finish.
You can finish first for once.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
For once, so you admit that I don't finish first.
I don't let you.
Okay. All right. No, but yeah, I was very impressed with Tiffany Stratton. I actually had it almost word for word what Katie described. Like, I'm not a fan of Tiffany Stratton, but she was very impressive in her match. That moonsault was fantastic. Better than Christopher Daniels, by the way. She hit it flawlessly.
I wouldn't go that far, but she's pretty damn close.
Well, I don't fuck with Christopher Daniels, so it's fuck Christopher Daniels.
You don't fuck with a lot of people.
Christopher Daniels is such like an unproblematic person. Like, why are you?
It's his face. It's very punchable.
Okay, sure.
Very punchable.
I would dare you to go punch Christopher Daniels in the face.
This isn't about what you're gonna dare me or not dare me to do. This is about Tiffany Stratton and her fantastic moonsault. Like again, Indy Hartwell. I wish she didn't take the loss, but fantastic way to start NXT.
You know, Vince, I think with all the hours you've been working and all the podcasts you've been doing and everything, you're really low on energy. And I think that's why you're not enjoying stuff as much. So you should probably go to w.creationworld.com and use code creation, receive 10% off your order, because W is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like other energy drinks. They also have no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. W contains vitamins, amino acids, and nootropics, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. The product is made in the USA and an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to the GMP manufacturing guidelines. W has handpicked what they believe are the 10 most critical ingredients for focus and concentration. W contains important aminos and vitamins that canned energy drinks simply just don't have. W uses Neurofactor, a patented all-natural coffee cherry extract to help fuel you. This ingredient is what gives W its laser focus and fast reflex effects, making it especially perfect for gamers or people that are up streaming late at night. They disclose full ingredient amounts, and the products will never contain fillers or artificial colors or dyes. W is also sugar-free, maltodextrin-free, and keto-friendly for those of us that are trying to stay in shape. So again, that is w.creationworld.com. Use code CREATION. And, get your attitude right.
Yeah, I'm drinking one right now. Don't look at it.
Seeing as you just ignored my whole plug to make you a better person, Vince, spit or swallow?
Just disrespectful.
I'm gonna swallow the other thing from NXT and just knock NXT out of the swallow category for me. Toxic Attraction, from the both individual backstage promos that they had to the contract signing with Booker T out here being an instigator and gassing everything up, till like the deception at the end where it turns out after they signed everything that they were on the cahoots to trick Roxanne Perez to just double team her and just put her through a table. I'm looking forward to the match. I'm glad that they're actually not splitting up the tag team of GG and JC, because I think they can still do things, especially if they move up to the main roster. They can go after those tag titles, since I'm not sure who's the current women's tag team champion.
Yeah, I was
Damage
thinking myself.
Control?
I forgot. Oh shit. Yeah.
Guy. Still, they just don't defend them.
That
requires women to have TV time to defend those titles. So
yeah, okay.
Guys got to play poker, Katie.
I will smack you.
But yeah, swallow Toxic Attraction all day, every day, and twice on Sundays.
They did a fantastic job with Toxic Attraction and just the jabs that they were throwing at each other, especially during the sit down, but even in like their separate interviews. JC saying that Gigi isn't hard to pin. JC, they talked about how she pukes before her matches because she's so nervous and insecure. JC carried Gigi. JC needing Toxic Attraction to be relevant, was the third wheel. All this stuff. It's like, maybe it really is over until they beat the shit out of Roxanne. I enjoy the shit out of that segment.
It seemed very personal to be a ruse.
Yeah.
It sucked me in. I thought they really hated each other.
I mean, I'm still saying Gigi pulls a Sean on JC in the triple threat, just super kick right in the jump. Because GG over JC.
Oh, I agree 100%. I'll take GG all day long.
All day, every day. Multiple times a day.
What about you, Kyle?
She's got a lovely keister, that GG.
I saw somebody post a picture of her today with the caption, "She could open up a bakery with all those buns."
Yes, I saw that one too.
Oh, it brought joy to my heart. Kyle, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna swallow me some Grayson Waller. The best thing going on NXT, in my opinion. So the brawl thing with the Instagram stories was like, okay, like it was fine. Like I do appreciate them trying to add a little sense of realism, because that's what people do. They're on their stories, they're TikToking, they're on their MySpaces, and they catch stuff like this. And that's
you
kind of
TikTok?
Happens. Yeah, I'm a TikToker. But it's cool because it plays into Grayson's gimmick of trying to go viral, so it all made sense. And Grayson is awesome on the mic. He's like one of those guys. He's like one of the few guys on NXT that makes me like really focus when he's on TV. I think he's definitely got a lot of star potential in the future, and his match with Braun should be pretty good. I don't think he'll win the title, but be good to get him some spotlight. But who knows? Maybe he'll win, and then Melo will take it off of Grayson. You know.
True.
I'm with you though. That whole setup, PC brawl shit. Like, it looked like Braun was really hitting him. Like, I felt like I felt like I was watching like a World Star video. Like,
World Star.
I enjoyed the shit out of that whole thing, and while I'm not the biggest Grayson Waller fan, I don't want to see him win. I'm a little more interested in their match now after that, so I will give them that. I mean, he is a shitty heel, and he's doing a great job of making me like not like him and not want to see him win. So like, he's doing his job. I got to give the guy credit for that. There's just nothing redeemable about him to where like afterwards, if he ever became a babyface, I'd be like, oh, you know, no, like not a fan. So. Hi, Justin.
It's always nice to see Braun Goldberg himself through the barricade. It's not like the main roster barricades where it's like foam pads that just fall down. It was like wood that he like.
Have we ever seen that before? Where someone went like
think so.
Through the barricade like that? Because I couldn't remember one.
You posed that question, didn't you? I can't remember.
I see a lot of things I post on Twitter back on the podcast for the people that don't engage with me, so that they have to listen to me say it again, because fuck them.
He did ask it, but I don't think we have, because like Kyle was saying, like, yeah, there's the barricades on like the main roster where it's just like, oh, tumble, fall over. He went through wood.
You could see the wood in between.
Yeah, I think that the first time that I can recall.
What'd you say, Matt? I missed that.
I said between the thighs. The wood between the thighs. Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
That's what I thought.
Which was so. I actually meant to ask you this a little while ago, and this will be the last time I hit on you, so that we can continue the show. But,
3 inches flaccid, 2 erect.
I know that you've said it plenty of times. Trust me, it's burned into my memory. Do you have a Patreon?
I don't. I do not.
If you start one, can you do me a favor?
Oh,
sure.
Can you do like the Shawn Michaels picture on Patreon with the title, but then like also holding your kendo stick? Make that for sale for like, you know, Patreon subscribers at like a certain price.
I'll do it with just the kendo stick.
When I move into my new house in 2 weeks, starting on the 6th, that is something that I could put like behind me perfectly where people could see it. Like I get a big canvas print of it, of just you there, and it would be part of the show and in the background. And I kind of need that. So please do that for me.
One of those like 3-piece canvases where it like goes
absolutely
on our wall. Really artistic.
And I've already got permission from my wife that I can put whatever the fuck I want in that office, because it's my office, so she can't veto it.
Uh-oh.
I thought you specifically asked her for a picture of me in your office. I was like, that's a weird conversation.
Well, I did for Valentine's Day, but she's like, I don't know how to get that. So I was like, all right, fine, I guess. Like, we'll just go to mysensualsecrets.com then or something.
Or something, yeah.
Or something.
Katie, spit or swallow.
I'm gonna swallow Team Ninja Party and the Alba Sol Ruka stuff with Isle Dawn. I didn't expect Sol Ruka to come out as Alba's partner off the jump, so I was okay with that. I love Team Ninja Party because they're fantastic. And they are, I believe, the longest reigning NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, so good for them because they actually defend these titles, and they have been since they've become champions. They're the only tag team in NXT for so long, so it makes sense. And then after the match, after Alba loses, Isla comes out and they like kind of meet at the top. And there's some, like I said, there's something going on there. And if it leads to like Kaylee Ray from NXT UK, who's just vicious and evil, bet I'm in.
Yeah, no, she blew the red rage powder in her face, and now Alba's been acting all funny. Mm-hmm. So, some little witch dust may have, caused, I don't know, but I'm interested. I was reading my notes on that part, and I misspelled what I wanted to say. So my notes say Ruka running my shot as singles tag champ. I meant ruining, because I really wanted Alba to win and just be like a singles tag champ. We talked about that. And then out comes Soul just to fuck it up. But, the whole Isla Alba thing, don't make that face. She fucked it up. I could have had a singles tag champ.
Alba wasn't going to win.
You don't know that.
She was not. That. I think we all know that. You're in denial.
I'm also a witch.
She's fired.
Team Fire Crotch? Is that what their name would be?
Oh, dude. I'm all about Team Fire Crotch.
Team Fire Crotch.
Isla looks fucking fantastic lately.
That could also be it. That could also be the title for today's episode, Team Fire Crotch.
Okay.
Well, Bakley would love that because he's on that team. That's Bakley's home team.
They are mine. Stay away.
They're your sisters, Bakley. That's not okay. Anyway, any other thoughts on that tag match?
No, it was good. I love tag team titles getting defended on a regular basis, which it seems like they are. So I'm all for that. Got a little Fallon and what's her tits? What's her name? Kiana James. Yeah.
There you go.
Which, by the way, I do like Kiana James. The first time I saw her was in that Iron Survivor match, and she really impressed me there. So I'm all about her.
That's where I turned around on Kiana James, because I was not on the Kiana James train at all. But
you still aren't.
I don't care for her. Like as the character, like what she's currently doing with Bricks and Dunn or whatever. I don't really care about that trio. So there's just like too much of that AEW effect going on NXT right now, where there's too many characters and wrestlers that I don't personally care about. Not saying they're bad or terrible or anything in between. I just don't care about them. So I don't care about
if you don't care about her, how did you turn around on her? In your opinion of her, because before this you didn't care about her.
In ring wise, like she can go in the ring. Like she impressed me, like in ring wise in that match. What she's doing right now with Bricks and Jensen, I don't care what she's doing.
How would you know if you don't watch AEW?
Back when I was watching AEW, I'm assuming it's still the same thing.
Do we need to let you go, Vince? You got something you got to do?
No.
Oh, because you seem very distracted on your phone.
I'm multitasking.
Okay? Okay.
I got notes for later. Okay. But I'm still listening. I'm still here.
Well, instead of listening, how about you spit or swallow?
Let's
like a good boy.
Who's a good boy?
Oh, nope. I hated everything about that.
You know what? We touched about it briefly, but I want to circle back to it. I'm swallowing the exchange between Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair. One of the only good things from that whole Charlotte Bianca Sonya Deville stuff. It was great. I thought it was cool the way Alexa Bliss was cutting the promo initially. I thought she was like on her, but we were actually like the camera was on the mirror. She turned around. Whoever did her fucking makeup, A++, A1. That she looked fan-fucking-tastic. I kind of just want Alexa to win just off of that one segment promo alone. I'm swallowing all that. I'm swallowing Alexa Bliss and Bianca.
And apparently you're being a good boy because you're sending nudes to Jesus. And if you have a good boy of your own, but a furry one, you can go to dog.com. Dog.com is your online supplies, shopping, and information destination. Everything your dog needs, from toys to treats, and food is available, including collars and leashes. They even have outdoor gear and water safety gear for your furry friends. So go to dog.creationworld.com to receive up to 64% off your order today. That's dog.creationworld.com. And I found out today from Travis, there's stuff for cats on there too. So Kyle, you can use that and you can go get stuff for, Dwayne.
There's cat stuff on dogs.com.
That's what Travis told me.
There's
so,
not a cats.com.
No, I guess not.
Website?
I feel like that's discriminatory.
It might be a different website. If you check out pussy.com, see what you find. But get Dwayne, get The Rock, something.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, cats.com is a thing.
I hope with that segue. Hell yeah.
Yes, you did, Jesus.
Someone give Jesus a Steve Weiser. He earned it. Swallowing Headhunters Moonsault.
There's also collars and leashes on Sensual Creations.
MySensualSecrets.com. There's also penis extenders for those of you who might, be, 3 inches hard, 2 inches flaccid. Like if you need something to help.
Penis extenders.
Yes.
How does that work?
So it goes on the end of your penis,
very
your penis longer, but then your penis is also inside it. So you still get the feeling, but it gives her a little more length to what you've got going on.
That sounds like some shoots and ladders bullshit that I don't need. It's just a lot of what's the game where it's like a mousetrap, and I think it's just called Mousetrap.
It is literally called Mousetrap.
Okay.
But now if we're talking about Mousetrap, I think you're talking about cock cages, which is a whole different subcategory.
Right.
Yes.
So like, who started it?
Wait. Go back to the extender. I don't think we on.
Yeah, what point do you whip out a dildo and just shove it in?
If you go to sensual.creationworld.com, you can go find out all about the penis extenders for yourself, Vince. So do your research, order one. Valentine's Day is coming up. If you need it, do whatever you gotta do. Maybe get yourself some Dubby, to get your stamina up. Go to sensualsecrets.com to get some toys. And then, if you can't find a leash that you like, go to dog.com and get one of those too. Have yourself a great Valentine's Day. We got you covered here at Creation World.
Hey, baby, I got my penis.
Also, Vince, you're supposed to change the stacker when I, the thing.
We don't have the thing. So
why didn't you make one?
Because I don't have all of that.
Write it down on a piece of paper and hold
Google
it up in front of your face.
You do have all of that, and you were given access to all of that. So
no.
We had this conversation last week. Yes.
No, we didn't. We
100% did. And you're lucky Travis isn't here because you'd be fired again.
One of these days, he's gonna fire me, and I'm gonna walk out.
Tell Jess we said hi. Go browse mysensualsecrets.com. Get 10% off your order. Kyle, pretty Kyle, spit or swallow.
Ooh, oh no, I made that noise. I'm gonna swallow. New Day in NXT. I'm digging there because they weren't really doing much else on the main roster, so I think it's a breath of fresh air for the tag division in NXT. And they got a 4-way at Vengeance Day, Pretty Deadly and Gallus, and they got an Eliminator next week. So they got a lot. It seems like a healthy tag division right now with Sphincter. What's their name? Schism. And
you're close.
Sphincter.
The Keenan and Kel team. What are they? Blade and
the Keenan and Kel team. Wow.
Keenan and Kel versus Sphincter versus some other team.
Peterson Afe, Malik Blade.
Peterson Afe, Malik Blade. Yes.
Right. So lots of good stuff going there in the tag division. Big fan.
NXT's tag division hits, and the fact that they just cut to New Day randomly singing "Burning My Light," Randy's old theme song, popped me because I love that theme song. I know so Randy hates it, but bring it back, please. It's on my Spotify playlist. That shit slaps. But I need to know the reasoning why they're singing it. That's all I want to know.
It probably made them laugh, so they're like,
it does.
Do they still do the?
They should.
Do they still do the New Day podcast?
Mm.
They
haven't done that for a while.
Yeah, I know, because I hadn't seen anything for a while. So I was just wondering if I just was not up to date and not keeping up with my New Day podcasting, or what. But I figured that should be a good story.
They realized they never top big meaty men slapping meat, so they just gave up.
They peaked early.
They came a little early. After that,
gotta get you that ball cage from Sensual Seduction. Was it?
My secret. Sensual.creationworld.com.
Yeah.
10% off your ball cages.
He's trying so hard.
I don't know that's on my podcast.
Katie's gonna swallow.
Yeah, so anyways, I'm just gonna spit the jazzholes in their entirety. I'm so over Chris Jericho. Ricky Starks can be doing so many better things. I'm kind of just over Action Andretti at this point now. Like, the people in this entire feud who could be doing better things, Ricky Starks and Junior Garcia. Everyone else can fuck off. Point blank period. And so I'm over it. I need them to go on this fucking cruise so I don't have to see them for at least a week, possibly 2. But yeah, I'm spitting the jazzles and all of that.
I agree. Mario and Ricky taking a loss didn't do anything for anyone, so
I thought you were about to say Luigi.
Mario Andretti, not the fucking plumber.
Or the
They had a
guy.
pizza man there. They had a pizza man.
That could be a tag team. Luigi and Andretti.
Anyway, yeah, not a fan. Wait, to just ruin my joke. At least Kyle smiled when I said it.
What?
So
what joke?
Say
it again.
Fuck you.
Let
Anyway.
He said, say it again. One more time.
Come again.
Yeah. So Vince,
I do like their
swallow.
pants. The tearaway pants, though. Big fan. When they come
Do you
out.
have a pair of those?
No, surprisingly.
That actually does surprise me.
I
You
don't,
should
I
get
don't know.
some
What
for TikTok.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about, but that sounds like gimmick infringement from Angel Garza.
It's the same thing.
Well, Angel Garza's not on TV, so is it really gimmick infringement?
Someone's got to tear away their pants on TV. Might as well be Chris Jericho.
I used to have
But, like,
tearaway pants.
Did you? For what reason?
Yeah. They used to have like those tearaway sports joggers that buttoned all the way up the side. You just rip off. Like when I wrestled, I would wear those and then I'd take them off before I'd go do actual amateur wrestling and shit. Like when I was warming up, I'd wear them. They were warm up pants. Then you just rip them off.
Did you rip them off dramatically like the jazzholes do?
Oh, I tried to look really tough when
How'd
I did
that
it.
go?
Not well.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah.
Buns wicked stuff.
Do you have
It came out
video
way more
footage of
sexual than
this?
I meant it to. So, you know.
Do you have video footage of this?
I do not have video footage of this, Vince. I'm sorry.
Would Kate have video footage of this?
Why would Kate have video footage of me wrestling in high school when I didn't meet her till I was 25?
Time machine.
Was Katie even alive?
A hot tub time machine.
Katie was live in 2005, right? 2004?
Yes, we talked about this last week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so Katie was alive.
I
That's
was
good to hear.
born. I'm not that young.
No, you are.
I turned 27 this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
When you get to 30, we'll talk.
Duh.
About you being a full-fledged adult. I don't even remember where I was at now, so pretty Kyle, spit or swallow.
Somebody's turn.
Well, I've been swallowing a lot. My tummy's a little full. So I think I'm going to spit something. I'm going to spit Matt Hardy, Ethan Page, Private Party, that whole deal. I don't know what's going. They're trying something with Ethan Page. I'm not into him. He seems pretty mid to me. I want to like him, but I don't know. And Matt Hardy's there. He doesn't know what his character is. He's broken one day. He's the Hardy boy the other day. It's just like he's trying too hard to be like, oh, the Matt Hardy universe. You don't know what I could. Let's like shut up, Matt Hardy. Go home. And Private Party are there being annoying. So yeah, that whole thing, like I could do without.
It's only one half of Private Party. It's not even both of them.
Yeah, where's the other one?
I think Mark Quinn might actually be injured because I feel like he hasn't been seen on anything in a while. Maybe that's why they're not doing anything. And Isaiah Cassie's kind of just there chilling.
That's fair. I guess what else is he gonna do?
Yeah, he gets TV time.
Yeah, that's something.
That's
I agree with
something.
you. I did not enjoy the whole Matt Hardy, Ethan Page tag team and all that. I thought it was fucking dumb and a waste of my time. There was a lot of stuff on Dynamite this week where like I enjoyed half of like a match, like one side of a match, and then the other half I didn't give two fucks about, which really took me out of the match. So thanks for that, Dynamite. Great booking. Rampage was better than Dynamite, in my opinion. Neither here nor there. Any other thoughts? Well, I know Vince doesn't have any because he's boycotting. So last week he told me he can comment on it. He just isn't watching it. So Can't tell him how he boycotts.
Can't tell me how I boycott. It's my boycott.
Whatever. No, I disagree. I agree with Kyle.
Who did they face? Jungle Hook, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of that?
I don't know.
It's okay. It's a good like holding position because like Jungle Boy and Hook, like they're not going to be fighting for titles right now. So it's like they're on TV. They're doing
Hook
something.
is a champion.
It's okay.
There's a
Me
lot
too.
of quotes. You said me too. I mean,
Couldn't they be called Hook of the Jungle? When that like
No.
I'd like to play it on Georgia.
Jungle Hook. Play
Jungle
on
Book,
Jungle Book.
Jungle Hook.
It's right there.
That I completely forgot all about Jungle Book.
Vince, take your shirt
How
off.
dare you, Kyle?
You want
Wow.
to slow and seduct? No, I wasn't gonna actually do
Take
it.
orders really well when it's not me.
I wonder why.
What was that laugh?
I have no idea what that laugh was. It didn't come out of me.
Mind me.
Oh, I know. I know. Jesus.
I don't mind Jungle Hook. I like Jungle Boy's sister better than I like Jungle Boy. And
What?
I could give two shits.
Isn't his sister like just look like him?
Yeah.
Both tits and a
Yeah.
vagina, I'm assuming.
Exactly. And I kind of wish that she was the one dating Anna Jay, not him. Anyway,
I forgot they were dating.
Hook doesn't really do it for me. I don't see the appeal in what I like to call.
You're not one of the hookers?
I'm not a hooker. I pay for hookers, but
Still,
I do not.
not now. Not since I've been
not
married.
currently. Okay.
No, not for the
All right.
last 7 years.
I would hope.
You're
not.
Going on 8. Anyway, I got to keep track.
Right.
If I say the wrong year and my wife hears it, she'd be like, "Well, we were together, so what?" And it's like, no, I got to get it right. You got to get it right.
Yeah.
But I'm fine with them being in this tag team because I don't really care about either of them anyway. Like, I don't hate them. It's okay.
Yeah, they're just there.
I kind of really liked Danhausen and Hook together. I thought that was fun.
Hookhausen, yeah.
Yeah, Hookhausen was cool. I kind of missed that, but
Love Danhausen.
now he's a best friend. So, is what it is.
He's a nomad. This Danhausen.
Denhausen should be the one making random ass tag teams with everyone, not Hook.
Vince, I think I skipped you. So spit or swallow.
I'm gonna go ahead and since we already kind of talked about it, you said you weren't gonna add anything more, right? You're not gonna spit or swallow again.
I haven't since the one thing I said for like the last hour. So.
I know, but I'm just double checking because you made a whole deal about it last week. Made a whole deal.
About you stealing all the spooky shit. I talked about the spooky thing. So do whatever the fuck you're gonna do.
Don't touch the spooky things, Vince.
I'm gonna spook all the. No, I'm gonna touch all the spooky things. I'm gonna swallow LA Knight coming out dressed as classic Bray with the little mini ass lantern. I don't know if he was trying to throw a euphemism for something, innuendo about Bray's lantern not being up to par or whatnot. The promo was fantastic. Obviously he's a good promo. Bray Wyatt teleporting to the stage on his rocking chair, and then the appearance of Uncle Howdy in the back, like in far distance. I thought the whole segment was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Like, I'm gonna miss this LA Knight Bray Wyatt feud whenever it ends. I'm enjoying it right now, though.
I don't know. It didn't really hit for me like the rest of the stuff has. Like, I wish we had gotten a little more out of LA Knight dressed as Bray, which is why I didn't have it in my Spits or Swallows, and I told you could have it. It was fine. It was what it was, but it didn't really do anything more than what we saw with the Firefly Funhouse on Monday, or was that last Friday?
Last Friday.
Yeah. But it ain't more than like what we got with the Taker stuff on Monday, the Firefly Funhouse. Like, this didn't really further it any more along for me. It was just kind of something that they did there. So I was like, all right, whatever.
That's kind of the story of this feud is just things happening that don't further the story. So
That is not true. Fuck you.
You hurt him. You struck a nerve there. What are you doing over there?
Don't worry about what the fuck I'm doing. We're doing a show.
I'm always worried about what you're doing over there.
Katie, spit or swallow.
Thank you. I'm gonna gargle Brian Cage and the American Nightmare Dragon, Jake Long, Bryan Danielson. Just because I don't like Brian Cage, love everything with Brian right now, like Bryan Danielson right now. But like MJF came out and just trying to take him out, cool, whatever. But then Takeshita, take a shit, whatever. He comes out, and I like that there's like a mutual respect thing right there, because the BBC doesn't give a fuck about Brian anymore ever since the whole Regal stuff happened. So
Kyle, while we have you here, what is the status of your BCC?
Yeah.
My BCC?
Yes.
My big... I had a C word. I'm not going to say. No,
big curved cock. Anyway,
sure.
Go ahead.
No, it's stable, I guess. I don't know. It's pretty...
Okay.
It's sleeping right now, I guess, but... Maybe I need seductive...
well, no, you're... you had a match tonight on Rampage. We all know that you're Wheeler Yuta, like it is what it is. So I need to know, like, what's the status of your group? Because as far as I know, there is no BCC. Like, they just kind of said fuck it and gave up on it. Like, Wheeler's doing his own thing. He's still kind of cucking to Mox a little bit, but other than that, like, BCC's, I haven't seen Claudio in I don't know how fucking long. I almost forgot he was part of the company.
I feel like Wheeler and Claudio were kind of still buddies a little bit.
Like a month ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
They teamed like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. I don't know. Things happen.
Time's not real. I don't know.
Sometimes you need a break. You want them smothering each other every week? No, give them some space. Let them have their own hobbies and do their own things. That's what I say. That's a healthy faction in my mind.
Healthy faction.
Except when Bryan Danielson's getting beat the shit in the middle of the ring and nobody helps him. That's probably not the best. He probably could have used a little bit of help there.
That's why Takeshita came out.
They dropped the ball on that one, but I don't know.
And shout out to you for going 17 minutes with Hangman tonight. That's got to be
so proud of you. He didn't yee his last haul though, so you lied to me.
One day. He only has so many hauls to yee. That Hangman Adam Page. He'll have his day. He'll walk off into the sunset on his horse.
While you're yee-hawing over there, Spitter Swallow for me, please.
I'll swallow the Jay Briscoe tribute on Dynamite. That was pretty much the only reason I tuned in to watch Mark Briscoe versus Jay Lethal. I thought everything they did was perfect. It seemed like Mark was having fun out there. It was bittersweet, obviously, but it was good to see him finally get national TV time and have a good match with Jay Lethal, who is one of Jay Briscoe's longtime rivals. And then the way that the whole everybody coming out, like all the ROH alumni coming out after, and the thing on the screen, and Mark holding both titles. I thought everything that happened was really, it was a really powerful moment, I thought, and it was a good time. It was a good way to end the show.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I didn't know, because I don't follow much outside of my little bubble. So I had to ask in the group chat, like, why is it Jay Lethal? Because again, 50% of every match I just didn't really give a fuck about. But when I heard that, and that's why they were doing it, I was like, okay, this makes sense. And, I got the context behind what was going on. And also, Mark is now allowed clearance through Warner Brothers to wrestle whenever. This isn't just a one-off shot. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah. And like Kyle said, like, it was like just a perfect way to celebrate Jay. I held it in for so long because, like, I didn't cry on She Elite last week or anything. I didn't cry here, but as soon as Jay Lethal came out and he was crying, I was like, I give up. Fuck. I was crying the entire match and after. It was bad, but it was beautiful because, like, it was a tribute. So big shout out to Mark, because I could never. On Jay's birthday too, I couldn't.
Yeah. No, yeah, he has a good attitude about it. I guess Mark and Jay, I'm assuming they both are really religious people. So to Mark, it's just that he's in a different stage of life, I guess. That's how he agrees with it. And he agrees with it by chopping the shit out of Jay Lethal on TV, which is always some people agree.
Put him through a table too. It was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy as hell.
And I didn't understand what they were saying, but I now know what a froggy bow is. So I was very confused when they kept talking about it. The ROH guy, he also had a little bit of an accent, and he kept saying it. And I'm like, I don't think I'm hearing what he's saying correctly because I don't know what the fuck that move is. And then he did it, and I'm like, oh, it's a frog splash elbow. Okay, cool. I get it now. Froggy bow. Got it. Makes sense.
Yes.
And he hit the J Driller for the win. Oh, good shit. Vince, bitter swallow.
Oh, I almost forgot. That was here.
We tried to too, but you kept staring at me.
I was trying to watch the TV screen behind you.
There is no TV screen behind me. Spit or swallow.
The video game you're playing in the background. I'm gonna spit. I'm spitting the fucking Viking Raiders. What the fuck? Not only do they attack bangerbros.com and force them to retreat and look for them in the backstage area, then they replace them versus Hit Row with probably the least liked tag team that you could possibly add from SmackDown, and Braun Strowman and Ricochet. They go on to beat Hit Row. Now they're in the finals. I feel like they're going to win, and I'm spitting all of that, and it's all because the Viking Raiders couldn't just let shit be and just stay in the fucking back and just maybe go on an excursion to like NXT level up or something. Like, I'm completely done with them. I'm done with Valhalla. I don't want to see them on my television screen ever again.
They may be censored.com now, but they're not here. They will forever be bangbros.com. And one of these weeks, Vince is going to get it right. I agree with you 100% on everything you said. And this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the show when I said that this is something that feels like Vince might be back in creative, because the Braun Strowman Ricochet tag team very much feels like a Vince thing, not a Triple H thing, especially putting them in the tournament, then giving them the win and letting them advance. They're probably going to beat Imperium. And, you know, but then again, Triple H also did this shit down in NXT with the fucking Dusty Cup with like almost every year, random tag team put together winning the Dusty Cup. So I guess it is a Triple H thing.
Can I, do any of you guys know when the rumors started that Vince was back in control of creative, or Vince was back?
Never this week.
This week?
This week is when I started
rumors that he's back in creative.
But it was sometime within the next week, last week or two, right?
Yeah.
Well, this tag team became a thing and it was set up on the SmackDown before Christmas. Like they had a miracle on St. Nicholas Street Fight or whatever it's called.
34th Street Fight, maybe?
No,
whatever. 24th Street Fight, whatever. The point still stands that this was pre-recorded on what was it, like the SmackDown that I went to in Chicago. So if Vince McMahon wasn't creative, like he would have been back in creative back then to create this tag team. Triple H created this tag team versus Imperium, and maybe that's why they did it, to set up that they have beef or history or past or something.
Thank you for taking the long road to explaining what I just got done saying. I appreciate it.
I told you I like to take the scenic route and take my time when I have to wake up in the morning the next day.
Yeah. No, just the whole thing sucked. I really wanted to see bangbros.com get the win, go on to challenge the Usos. Everyone was all excited. They're like, oh my God, the Usos are, defending their titles on Raw for just the Raw title, and they're going to take the titles off. And now it's like, probably not. Yeah, and if they do and they give it to Ricochet and Braun, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. So
I don't think they will, but I think they are starting to set up that this is the avenue they're gonna take, with maybe not only just the Usos, but with Roman Reigns, to drop the titles individually and split them up again.
And if bangbros.com had won and they were challenging for the SmackDown, and then we got Sammy and KO for the Raw, I'd agree with you. But now that they're out of the running, I don't know. We might just see Sammy and KO win both of them. And then they're not splitting them up. So,
bangbros.com did not actually lose their match, so they could have a gripe to get their title match.
They willingly quit the
They
tournament.
forfeit.
Listen. If Sonya Deville can out here stalk Charlotte Flair for 4 weeks straight, then lose a match to Bianca Belair and somehow still be number 1 contender, bangbros.com can get
That's because Charlotte specifically told Adam Pearce, "I want the match." That is why. That's where it's different.
Maybe Jimmy and Jay come out and say, we want the match. We want Bang Bros.
Yeah. They want to deal with bangers in the match. You're right.
Why not? I want bangers in the match.
Poor pretty Kyle's just sitting here being so patient. Katie, spit or swallow?
Thank you. I'm gonna swallow Tony Storm and Ruby Soho. We talked about cake earlier. Tony's got too much. Like, to be doing that hip attack, she gonna kill somebody with that. That's just crazy. It should have been me. Yeah, we all could say that. But I liked this match. And then on Rampage, they showed Britt coming up to Ruby after the fact, being like, well, you kind of got to decide what side you're on here. And that's what I've been saying. Like, if Britt would have been in this match, that could have been the deciding factor and been like, well, which side is Ruby going to go on? Because she helped Willow out, who Willow's one of the AEW original girls, against Tony and Saraya. And I don't know where Ruby is going to go, what team she's going to lean on. Because, like, it would make sense for her to be on the ex-WWE people, but she doesn't seem to care, and she doesn't like Saraya and Tony. So, I don't know. I don't know. I
mean, all signs point to her helping out the AEW originals, because that's where, I mean, she had the match with Tony. She's helped out Willow. If anything, Britt's going to push her away from that. Maybe we see a Ruby turn where she joins them, like some old school WCW bullshit. I'm all for this female NWO from another company, fuck this company, doing our own thing, AEW thing that they're doing. I give it more time, make it more prominent on TV, but I'm all for it. So I
want a women's blood and guts match. That's all I want.
Really hoping this is one of those things that they just probably going to or not going to.
Probably going to happen. I'll allow women to have that match. You're welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Maybe you're allowing Ruby. No, I was gonna say with Ruby, I feel like it doesn't make, like, either she turns heel for no reason or she sides with the originals when she's not original. So I feel like either way it doesn't really make sense. But I don't know.
I mean, we got time.
Justin, can you let me know in the chat what NWHOS stands for?
Northwest.
Well, no, because I think it's NWO, but then there's an HOS. So I'd like to know what the New World something.
New World.
NW Hose, but
I think it's just a hose from Seattle.
And he misspelled it because it's Justin. That makes so much sense.
That's my guess, but I don't know. I know. Then he just spaced it out.
There's an E in there, bro.
Oh, anyway, NW hose. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay. That's fun. We're having fun.
Is this another clusterfuck? Well, no. Kyle's here. It has to be.
No. We're on the track. We're too chill. We just talked about Braun Strowman. Strowman Express. He doesn't have the train noise anymore.
I think the only way this becomes a clusterfuck is somehow Charlie gets involved and Travis and Mauro join in drunk.
No, because Kyle's been a factor in every clusterfuck.
Charlie's in my basement. He's not out.
He's been a factor in every single clusterfuck, but not every single episode he's been on has been a clusterfuck.
You know what you do in a clusterfuck? You spit or swallow. So Kyle, spit or swallow.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Spit or swallow. We already kind of talked about Lacey, right? Is that still spit worthy?
Go for it.
Are we still down to? Is the bowl still open to spit into?
Yes.
I'm a gargle, Lacey. I'm not gonna full. I'm gonna. Like when you have cum in your mouth and like some of it dribbles out, but you swallow some of it. That's kind of what I'm doing. I guess that's a gargle, right? I don't know why I had to explain it, but I'm a gargle.
I like the explanation.
I'm a gargle. Lacey. Because I want to like Lacey Evans. She's just been flip-flopped so many times. She's been what's the phrase? Flipped over and tossed. Big Show. Rode hard, come out wet, whatever that saying is. You know what I mean. And so now she's not wet anymore. She's dry. But, she has a new gimmick. And
Does she?
Well, she does a Cobra Clutch now. So it's different.
She's Sergeant Slaughter with boobs.
Sergeant Slaughter even said, "Who the fuck is Lacey Evans?" So
also, Sergeant Slaughter has boobs.
Everyone
boobs you actually want to look at.
But yeah, Lacey Evans is. I would prefer her just be the Southern Belle again. I thought that was a solid gimmick. It was very unique, and now she's just, I'm a Marine, and now we boo her.
And that's literally it.
It's just weird to me that Vince wants to see her topless when no matter what her gimmick is, she's chasing him back across the border. So that's kind of weird.
What?
What?
Who's going? Never mind. See her topless.
Very much JBL Eddie Guerrero vibes from Lacey and all of her gimmicks.
Topless.
You have to assume that
Vince said he wanted to see her boobs.
No, the phrasing was that you said that Sergeant Slaughter does have boobs, and I said boobs you'd actually want to see. Between Lacey Evans and Sergeant Slaughter, if I'm put in a predicament, Lacey Evans.
I mean, when you say saying you want to look at
see her boobs, yeah, that's the definition of you want to see her boobs.
I've never seen any of their boobs, so who am I to say?
I got pictures of Slaughter. I'll send them to you. I don't know. Like,
Why do you have that, though?
I guess I wasn't really paying much attention when Lacey was doing her, because I thought they were bringing her back as a baby face with the military shit for some reason, and then she came out and she was healing it up, and I was like, oh, okay, so we don't know what the fuck we're doing with her. Cool. I thought the same. But maybe she was being healed.
Because she had like an upbeat theme song. He's like, oh, Lacey Evans is here, and then she went to go high five a little Down syndrome kid, and then she was like, no, and then like, oh, I guess she's a heel now.
Fucked up.
That's not even pretty fucked up. That's very fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I wasn't for sure. I wasn't sure what the fuck. Like, anytime anything Lacey Evans comes on, I just like tune out or walk away from it.
She's got a nice moonsault too. I think hers is also better than Charlotte's.
Well, everyone's is better than Charlotte's, but that's.
Is this a moonsault?
Yeah, yes. she had a little BME action back in the day. I don't know if she's gonna stick to that or it's gonna be Cobra clutching people.
It's probably just punch people in the face with the women's right and then Cobra clutch.
Hey, we support women's rights here, whether it's hers or
but
yours.
Not Lacey Evans.
Hers, yours, all women's rights, Kate. You can't pick and choose.
Don't tell me what I can and cannot do.
They gave you
That's my right,
Katie.
Isn't that Kyle's job to
Lacey Evans was
to let her know what she can and cannot do?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna let her know that. Well, actually, no, it's Vince. Damn, it doesn't work. Vince, spit or swallow.
No, that was the original order until you skip me. You can go.
Yeah, now we're in a new order.
Yeah, I was paying attention, and he intentionally skipped me. Well, unintentionally.
I did not intentionally skip you. You fucking threw me off, and I lost track. So I just picked someone. And
well, it's your turn. It's your turn now, anyways. So just
Vince, spit or swallow. We're losing viewers from whatever you're doing. Come on.
I am not. That's not my fault. You can't pin that on me. I am gonna spit the fact that for some reason we got Austin Theory come out along with The Miz on SmackDown, but I'm gonna swallow the fact that Bobby Lashley came out of it, and then we got more Cowboy Brock, which again, Cowboy Brock, SmackDown and Raw. He's on the Rumble. I'm giddy like a schoolgirl to see him. So
we literally could have done that whole fucking segment with just Brock and Bobby, where Bobby was pissed off about what happened on Monday, losing the U.S. title. Brock comes out through the crowd. I didn't need any of the shit before that.
Yeah, no, he didn't need to be. Yeah, Theory didn't need to be there. Miz didn't need to be there. But then again, neither of them needed to be there on Mondays. So
we got to have everybody come out and say that they're all going to throw out all 29 other people over the top rope at the Royal Rumble.
As long as they have a penis.
Right. Well, there's a women's Rumble too.
Yeah, but
in this instance,
the only one that said she was going to do it and then physically showed it to us was Lacey Evans.
Right.
Wait, what?
You must have missed that part, Vince. It was crazy. It was the damnedest thing you'd ever seen. That's the new gimmick. When I was talking about a Cobra earlier, that's what it is.
Yeah. Swallowing Cowboy Brock and Bobby still being the thing.
Yeah. I swallowed that segment purely because I know Matt was having an aneurysm of NXT Raw people coming on the SmackDown and being in one segment. But I know the brand split isn't a thing anymore in your eyes.
Hasn't
so I
been
don't
for
care.
a while.
Right.
That's what he has to tell himself.
He just bottles it up inside, and it'll
It's not
come
healthy.
out in a act of rage later down the line. But
Usually against me.
might as well be.
Well, if I'm going to hold it against someone, it's going to be you. Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm going to swallow Imperium versus Legado. Hell of a tag team match. I love Imperium. I want them to win the tournament, but we just talked about it. It's probably going to be Bald and Balder who win, whatever. But thank you. I fucks with Imperium. I have for a while. Legado took another L, but I mean, I knew Imperium was going to make it to the finals, so that was nothing surprising there. Put up a hell of a fight, though. It was a fantastic match, but
It's a really good
Imperium.
Yeah, I'm spitting the match solely because Legado lost. I don't care what the odds-on favorites were.
So now you're boycotting SmackDown.
He's just not going to watch wrestling anymore.
A Hispanic team loses and you boycott
Yes.
the show. I see. That's cool.
Yes.
Vince is only watching Raw going forward.
Man.
Apparently.
Well, yeah, because I think the only Latinos they have on Raw are Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio, and they seem to be getting wins except for this past Monday.
Say they literally lost on Monday.
They did.
Don't tell
I
him
guess
that.
you're just quitting the show.
Guess he's-
We probably
well,
won't
I mean-
see you here.
This is why I'm boycotting Smackin and Raw for 3 weeks.
I was gonna say we probably won't see you here next week.
No.
Mhm.
3 weeks at least. I'm furious. I'm outraged.
All right.
Not really.
Pretty Kyle, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna swallow Jamie Hayter versus Emi Sakura from Rampage.
Oh, yeah.
Hell of a match. Love Jamie Hayter. She's probably my favorite women's wrestler going right now. I love her. I just love a lariat, a clothesliney kind of gal, and that's what she is. And Emi Sakura is the Japanese style. It seemed like they'd wrestled before, judging by commentary, so they had chemistry. And just Jamie kicking the shit out of people and retaining her title. I don't think the title was on the line, or maybe it was.
It was a eliminator one, so if
Eliminator.
Emmy won, then she would get a title shot. Yeah.
Yeah, so champions looking dominant on top of the other women's storylines that they got going on underneath. The TBS title still somewhere, I'm assuming. So yeah, they got some good stuff going on. But yeah, Jamie being at the head of that division, I think is working out swimmingly so far.
Jade's dropping pics on Instagram. She's busy. I agree. The match was fantastic. However, who were the vampires that were hanging out with Emi Sakura?
I don't know.
They had
See,
names.
this is what I'm talking about. You can't just push shit on TV and not tell me what
I
the
think
fuck is going on.
Excalibur did say who they were. I don't remember though.
Yeah.
It didn't really add anything to the match for me personally.
Red velvet cake.
There you go. Red velvet no cake, actually, in my opinion. Neither here nor there.
Yeah, there's different sets of cakes. Don't discriminate.
Love a
Don't
good
yuck
cake.
someone's yum.
That's not yucking someone's yum. I'll show you what yucking someone's yum is, Vince. Anyway, spit or swallow, Vince.
Was it me now?
It is.
I forgot the order of things.
I know the order. It's fine. I figured it out.
He keeps changing it.
It's
I've
literally
only changed
been
it
like this
once.
for an hour.
He's changed it like 3 times. I'm swallowing the only Latino win on main roster television this week for Latinos. Rey Mysterio getting the dub over Karrion Kross. Was not expecting it. I'm all about it. I think this is going to carry him into the Royal Rumble, and probably he's not going to win the Rumble, but you know he's got momentum going into the Rumble. He's got momentum.
Winning the Rumble.
He's got momentum.
Hey, that's what they said in 2006, and then by God,
Thank you.
he
Kyle.
overcame the odds.
He over
2006 was different.
biggest little man.
I would put money on the fact that Karrion Kross eliminates Rey Mysterio in the Rumble.
Or Dom eliminates him.
See,
Battle
here's
the dad bods continue. No, Dom's not going to eliminate him because Ray's scared of Dom. Ray would eliminate himself to get out of the ring, so he wouldn't have to fight his son because he's a giant pussy.
He's gonna
Well,
cheat
No,
on
I
himself.
think
Dom still beats the shit out of him anyways. So
here's what I'm gonna say.
stop him?
Here's what I'm gonna say. Ray eliminates Dom, but Ray does get eliminated by Cross. I think that's how that plays out. Not in that order specifically. Yeah, only 17 years ago. He's done his prime.
I was gonna say
the peak of his career.
Best case scenario for Ray is that Angie's with him and calls the cops on Dom once they get in the ring together.
I would hope that's the case, and then they call the fashion police, and then Tyler Breeze and Fandango show up. That's kind of how I book it.
You were just hell bent on Tyler Breeze coming back.
There is a third member of Maximum Male Models, and we don't know who it is yet.
I've been pushing towards that direction.
Yeah,
I've been pushing.
I support that though. I do love me some Tyler Breeze.
I love Tyler Breeze is just like a human being too, so I'm okay with that.
100%.
Yeah, that match didn't do it for me. Karrion Kross isn't doing it for me.
Was it his dad bod?
Not necessarily his dad bod. He's just they haven't really done shit with him since he came back, and now I'm kind of accepting the fact that he's just all Scarlet and entrance, and that's really the only appeal that the guy has.
I thought that was the consensus from the jump.
They did that thing for a little bit in NXT where he tried to do like the knockoff Triple H shit and got like kind of extra violent. He had the leather jacket and everything, and I was kind of feeling that. And then he went away and he came back, and I'm like, all right, more of that. And then they didn't give it to us. He just hasn't done shit since he came back. It was like, no, you are just entrance and Scarlet. That's all you got.
That's all you need.
He needed to beat Drew, I think, in their last match.
I think that's what kind of hindered him.
He's had no big wins since
he lost to Rey Mysterio. And that's a fight he picked and he lost. Actually, he's lost all the fights. He's lost all the fights.
He doesn't know how to win a fight.
The only win he has is Scarlet. Jesus, that was a botch.
He beat Charlotte.
Where did this match happen? Did we miss this?
It was on NXT Level Up. You must have missed it.
Yeah. After the Odyssey
There's some
Jones
good shit
match.
happening on Level Up.
Yeah. Karrion Kross for Charlotte for once.
He beat Madcap Moss.
Yeah, where's Madcap? Is he in the Rumble?
One person.
Has he
Probably
declared himself into the Royal Rumble?
He hasn't declared himself, but
I hope he's number 30. I hope
so the internet implodes.
The clock starts counting down. They're all expecting like Jay White or something, and it's just whatever his stupid generic music is, and he comes out in his black tights.
Black shorts, not even tights.
Katie Spit or Swallow.
This is my last one, since everything else was said. And we kind of already briefly mentioned it, but I'll go into more detail. I'm swallowing Hangman versus Pretty Kyle over here. Hell of a match. Even though I was promised that Hangman would yee his last haw, promises were not delivered upon. But fantastic fucking match. I love Wheeler Yuta. He's like literally the resemblance is uncanny. Like it's kind of weird. Like I don't know why you guys look so similar. Maybe you guys were separated at birth. I don't know.
Could be.
It happens. But like angry cowboy, yes, he's gonna beat the shit out of Mox next week. It's gonna be one hell of a match. I'm very excited.
I think they're gonna knock each other out and then have like some sort of rubber match at the pay-per-view.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it would work. It makes sense because we got like a month and some change until Revolution. So, hell yeah, I'm down.
Like a double lariat situation. They both do cartwheels in the air and then get carted out.
Yeah.
I also liked how Hangman did the interview on Dynamite where he's like, my next goal is to knock Mox out again, but this time in his hometown to Mox's wife.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Hey.
So what are your plans? I'm going to knock your husband out in his hometown.
She's a professional. She kept it cool.
She is. She has been known to slap a man or two. So maybe Hangman will get a slap too.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Aggressive much.
Hangman versus Renee. Book it.
You're really done, Katie?
Well, everything else was said.
Because we didn't talk about family therapy. Did we talk about the KO solo match? Like I've still got shit on my list that didn't get talked about.
Well, why don't you go next after Katie?
Not everybody finishes at the same time in an orgy.
Okay, Pretty Kyle, spit or swallow.
For the love of God, Cal.
Shit. Wait, is that all I have? Because my last one was the Yuta Hangman thing. You know what? Here, I'll throw a general swallow at the men's Royal Rumble because I think that's, and I guess built up maybe isn't the right word, but I think we're in a position where there's a lot of possibilities that could happen, a lot of exciting possibilities. Hopefully, it's not a wet fart like last year, but excited for it. Excited for it. Who do you guys have? Who's you guys predicts for the men's Royal Rumble?
Tozawa. I think he finds his way back into the Rumble after like losing to Omos, and I think he's gonna go distance. I think he's gonna have his Rocky moment at the end.
The power of Tozawa.
Yeah. In terms of the women's, I mean, how can it be?
Oh, is there a women's Rumble this year? I wouldn't have known. I think they're trying to keep that shit a secret on TV.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. In terms of the women, I mean, how can you go with anyone other than Liv Morgan who's going to start the Rumble?
Katie Vick was my pick to win the Women's Rumble.
I don't know if you heard, but she had an unfortunate accident about 20 years ago. She's probably not going to make it. I mean,
What the fuck?
her remains were,
Oh,
on screen.
I know.
Kane had sex
So
with
Matt,
her,
like,
but
do you
she was
have
dead.
any picks for the Rumble?
Cody Rhodes.
Adrenaline
In your soul.
Adrenaline in my soul as I approach this glory hole. Remind
Okay.
myself I'm Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are definitely the words.
Yes, I don't think those are the lyrics.
I'm pretty sure that's it. But they can't say glory hole on TV. That's why Tiny Hands is always like something Cody Rhodes because it's the glory hole
The
part.
best
You
version
can't
of the
say
song.
it.
Right.
Makes sense. now that you painted the picture, it kind of makes
I've
sense.
serenaded you twice now, Vince. You didn't even pay attention.
I am paying attention.
very
Like
good.
you make it seem like I am incapable of multitasking.
Because you are.
I know you.
No.
Santina's winning is what Bakley said.
No, get the fuck out of here. If Rhea Ripley doesn't win, someone's. I swear to God, she needs to win. I don't care anybody else. Rhea needs it. If it's not Rhea, it needs to be Bailey. Point blank. Period. If it's anybody else, I don't give a fuck.
I see a lot of people saying Raquel, and that's like one of the
No,
last people I ever want to see
Pisses
win.
me off.
Yes, thank you. Because everyone's like, oh, they're in Texas. Raquel is from Texas. I'm like,
Who was
no,
it that
I don't
people from
care.
Texas are dumb? Yeah.
Who cares
Oh,
about dumb old
that's
Texas
crazy.
anyway?
That was spot on. Very good.
Be pissed.
I will be pissed.
Bakley,
Oh.
I told you, I'm gonna boycott you if Raquel comes out and she wins the Rumble. I'm blaming you and solely you.
All right, well, Katie's done. Pretty Kyle's done.
I mean,
Vince,
I
give me
can
your
think of
last-
some as we go, If we
Well,
need
Vince,
to,
give me your spit and or swallow.
I actually finished with the Rey Mysterio stuff.
All right, so I'm spitting Darby Allin. I'm swallowing Samoa Joe. Just
Okay.
existing, and I pray to God he takes the title off Darby. I just fucking hate Darby. I'm
course.
swallowing the family therapy session that we got between the ass boys.
I was gonna have okay. Before you had the chance to, I was gonna say, as someone with an absentee father, I understand the ass boys just a little bit. So like I kind of feel
man.
for him a little bit, but like at the same time I love the Acclaimed. I forgot I was gonna make that joke. Damn it.
Also, Bowen's being like, "You guys are the biggest pieces of shit I've ever met." Like,
Bones is
He really
hilarious.
just laid into it. It was great.
love that.
Jeez Louise.
Solo versus KO. Sammy showing up, saving Solo. Kevin trying or deciding not to hit Sammy with the chair, and then sending a message to Roman about how he's bringing everything he's got, and just all of that. And I'm spitting Jeff Jarrett getting a win on Rampage and existing in my life in both 1997 and 2023. I can't escape the fucker.
Man, Jared looks good
He's
though,
everywhere.
man. That's the plus side of being mediocre your entire career. When you get old, people can't tell that you're old.
Because
I mean, we can tell.
you've been that mediocre your entire career.
Yeah,
so
you just stay at that same level.
I mean, you could say he's Mr. Consistency at that
Right.
point.
You set a low bar.
Choke on
You
that.
can always jump over it.
So that is all I had left on my list. But oh wow, apparently me running down my spits and swallows just bumped our viewers back up from 1 to 4. So thank you, whoever showed up. I appreciate you coming. Where the fuck were you for the last hour and 43 minutes? But hi, I love you.
That was all for you.
Vince, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. That felt like a weird transition.
Fuck?
Okay.
Oh, Vince talked. We lost 2 viewers. Plug yourself.
Are we not doing show of the week or?
I don't know. I'm still debating. We can do show of the week.
Show of the week.
NXT level up.
Well, Vince didn't watch anything, so I don't think Vince can answer.
I can answer from the 3 shows that I watched this week. I watched NXT.
Did you actually watch them?
Yeah, I watched NXT.
Okay. Then what's your show of the week?
I give it a Raw just because they gave me a lot of like Undertaker and Bray and then DX.
Katie?
NXT, because I actually got fucking women's matches.
Handsome one?
Which show had the
I already
least amount of
went.
women's matches?
You're such a piece of shit. I hate you so much.
No, probably the 2006 TNA Impacts I watched this week were probably my favorite shows that I watched.
That's fair.
Fair enough. I love how Katie said you're such a piece of shit, and that could have gone to either Vince or Kyle.
Just so it's a wide spread.
Kyle with what show had the least women, and Vince being like, I already went. And I could have seen that go either way. So just like Katie, could have gone either way.
If the shoe fits.
Bingo.
I'm gonna give it to Raw 30.
I mean, you got American Badass Taker and Bray, so
It's the only thing that really got me hard this week. So
Would have been better with Limp Bizkit, but I digress.
I disagree.
Wow.
Would have been better with you're
You could go fuck yourself. I'm not even letting you finish that stupid fucking line.
It's a better
listen,
banger song.
It is not. American Badass, regardless of how you feel about Kid Rock. I'm gonna do this real quick. Solidified with Undertaker showing up at Judgment Day, costing The Rock the match, like that whole "we're here," like the Twisted Brown Trucker, that music playing, him showing up, that is always going to be my version of The Undertaker as the American Badass. That's where he got the name from. So I prefer Kid Rock over Limp Bizkit all day long for Undertaker.
Keep rolling.
Yeah, I mean, he's a
rolling,
badass, but he just stops rolling. But then he became a guy.
that
just kept
motorcycle
rolling,
wasn't
rolling.
working, so he couldn't even roll.
Yeah, he was struggling to roll
Limp
there
Bizkit.
for a while there. He had to pedal like a little
Maybe
kid.
Another SmackDown with Hulk Hogan segment.
Maybe, the motorcycle had the same mechanic that Hulk Hogan did, and it couldn't feel its back wheels. I don't know.
What?
Kyle,
You did great, buddy.
speaking of feeling your back wheels, you just did an episode of your show with Tim King from the Tim King Show, and then plugged a bunch of shows that don't exist anymore with him. So talk about that.
Fucking 3 hours before my podcast drops. Hey, actually, the show's different now. No, it was a good time with Tim though. He's a sweet boy and a big fat cock on that guy. So
Where can they find it, see it, listen to
his
it?
cock probably at seductions.com. But otherwise, if you want otherwise seductive or not seductive stuff, Apron Bump, the Apron Bump podcast, everybody. You can check it out wherever you listen to podcasts, as well as YouTube. Apronbump.com, Apron Bump on the Twitter, the TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Chatterbait, all that stuff. If you like retro wrestling, I've had all these people on my show at various times, and will in the future as well. So go give that a diddle and twist my nipples and smack me on the ass.
Katie, I'd have you plug your stuff, but do you need a second to compose yourself?
No, I got it. You can follow me on Twitter. Damn it, I heard Vince laugh. You can follow me on Twitter at KatieRasmus13. The link to I'm about to take all things She Showcase, twitch.tv/She Showcase, typically Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, youtube.com/She Showcase. Watch videos because we're more entertaining, and your Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts if you want to listen. Shut up. I can hear you still.
Entertaining. I can't do it.
It's entertainers, and let me fucking finish. Sheely's the Brand and the weekly show that we do. It's up. Check it out. Inside the Mind of interview series that I do. All three of these gentlemans have been on. If you want to check those out, Savannah's got a bunch of shows. There's a bunch of shit up on the channel. Just go and watch. Give me views. Thanks.
Vince has a hard time letting women finish. Vince, plug yourself.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at SCS Vince. The link tree in my bio will take you to Everything Straight Talk, where we talk mostly basketball, but we're going to be doing some other content as well. You can also find the links to Creation World, to Smackin and Raw. Spitter Swallow is going to be returning after the Rumble, trying to hammer out a date, but it will be coming out sometime next week. It's finally coming. It took longer than Veer. And following this, in like 15 minutes, we're going to recuperate. We're going to go halftime, come back, and then we're going to be recording a live Straight Talk episode of Basharat. We're going to be talking about NBA All-Stars. So if you want to chat about some All-Stars with me and Bosch, join us in like 15 minutes.
And as always, you can follow me at Matt Rithers at METTRIDDER on Twitter only, or at Getting Off. If you want to, hear my thoughts on horror and stuff, go check it out there. Smackin Raw has a Facebook group, facebook.com/group/Smackin Raw. Creation World, you can follow them on Twitter and Instagram at It's Creation World, ITSCREATIA World. CreationWorld.com, Patreon.com/Creation World, Pornhub/models/Creation World, YouTube.com/Creation World, Twitch.tv/Creation World, all of those places, and then Linktree/Creation World to get you everything. So, Kyle, I'm sorry that I made you stay up late for this bullshit, but I appreciate you coming on and having fun.
What else am I doing?
True.
Your wife's not home.
I'd just be having a sad jerk in the shower by myself otherwise. So.
You'd just be jerking off watching Matt on the show if you weren't on the show.
Right. Now I get to jerk off while being on the show.
And we appreciate you.
I did it 2 weeks ago, so why not you?
You did not do it 2 weeks ago. Don't lie to the people.
We don't know.
We watched. We know. We were here. 4. Pornhub Poppy Delgado, SES Vince, the Shaman of Sheelite, Miss Katie Kinsey Bay Bay, and the hardest part of the ring, Pretty Kyle. I am the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter, and this has been the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub.